So, Arthur, why did you organise the conference in Portugal?
When we organise the conferences under MINEX Europe umbrella, it's actually to help a local community, a local mining community, to show what is really happening on the ground. People from different versions to different kind of cultures and so on and so forth get together and mix with each other, and they talk about it, and something new comes out of this. Portugal actually was very, very close to develop its first mine in the last nearly 40 years. So the last mine, the big mine was opened in Portugal in 1983. And now we have a lithium mine. They are planning to start and develop the project. So we thought, well, wonderful. This is the opportunity for us to talk about not just logistics, but also the human ways of how we interact with the opening something new. So not just for the benefit of the miners, but also for the benefit of the society, for the benefit of the culture, but it's actually for the benefit of the Portugal itself.
Have you seen any impact or outputs, etc., from the conference
itself?
itself?
So I've actually met with the companies we have organized, some of the companies who were in Lisbon at the conference. Actually, I met them in Brussels. Since then, they have reevaluated their resources, and apparently those resources actually were underestimated. So they are doubled basically the resource base. Portugal is now on the verge of basically being getting a permit to operate. What was actually interesting at our event is that when we organized the conference, we didn't really know whether the central government, the national government, will be pro-mining or not. That's why when we had the opening by the Secretary for State for Economy, who said, well, we have to become an industrial nation again. That was a kind of half surprise, but it was like a pleasant surprise. But nobody actually knew that the Secretary for Energy, who's technically speaking is in charge of developing the projects, not just for exploration projects, but kind of allowing licenses to develop the projects, actually will be pro-mining or not pro-mining, will be treading the same line. He came and he insisted on closing the conference. And nobody knew what he will be talking about. He actually came out surprisingly saying exactly the same thing the Ministry of Economy. For us, it was great news. And I actually read in the press today that the Barossa mine has a green light. Is going to come and develop the project in 2026 and start developing. That's fantastic. And also, actually, what we've learned is that the area where the projects actually will be developed, all this argument about how these projects actually will be impacting the local society. Apparently there's not much actual local society, and the biggest company, which at the moment actually is providing funding for the local taxes and local authorities to pay for the schools and roads, turnover is only 2 million euros per year. So if that particular company, Savannah, actually kind of comes and develop these projects, it will create wealth and also actually will create a life in that particular region. And that's where I think the connection and also all these discussions and all these debates really kind of matter.
So what next?
That's a big question. So we're looking now at where next potential opportunities in Europe exists from the local mining, from the local exploration projects, and also actually where there's a perception from the local society and the local government actually, where the government actually wants to insist, wants to encourage mining. We looked at a number of projects and a number of countries, and at the moment the top winners are Germany and Ireland. We are deliberating, we're still considering actually where to hold this next event, where it actually will have the next impacts, but we want to hear the story, where we can take that mining story, where we could see that after the event we can contribute to an impulse, to a growth, to development. So anyone actually who has some ideas, maybe there's another point in country in Europe actually which actually deserves the right to be the next destination. So at the moment for 2026 we are looking at the moment Ireland versus Germany. And we'll actually have lots of conversations, so people are actually very welcome to come and tell us what we're missing and what could be done. But I can tell you one thing for sure, 2027, we'll be back in Iberia Peninsula and we'll organize the MINEX Europe Forum in 2027 in Spain.
Okay.
All right.
Brilliant. Well, you heard it here, everybody. 2027, it's Spain.
Yeah.
2026, either Ireland or Germany. See you.
All right.